All right, so we can just get started and then maybe we'll have some attendees join as we go. But thank you everyone so much for being here today and for registering to attend this webinar. We really appreciate you taking your time out of the day to be here. So me talking, my name's Callie Roberts. I'll be leading this webinar today. I'm one of the international programs and partnerships managers here at United Planet. And so working very closely with our international programs as well as our virtual programs. And then we also have Alyssa Allen on the line. She'll be answering the Q&A portion of this webinar. So you don't have the access to the talk feature to make it kind of an interactive experience. But if you do have any questions along the way or any thoughts, please feel free to use the Q&A feature, and then we'll be able to see your questions and answer those. So that's just some housekeeping. But yeah, we can just go ahead and get started, and thanks for everyone as they start to join. But today we're going to be talking about the 5 benefits of a virtual internship experience, and then we'll be segueing into United Planet Virtual Quest offerings to give a little bit of information about the programs that we run. You may have already been in touch with us about some of our opportunities, or maybe have been in contact over the course of couple months or time about our programs, and so sharing about some of these opportunities that we have available. And so first, of course, just kind of outlining what do we see as being a virtual internship. So this is a little definition that we created, and it says, a virtual internship is a remote experience where interns support host organizations in achieving their mission and community impact through virtual support and online work tasks. And so this online support and these online work tasks really will vary based on placements in different organizations that you're working with. But we really see that a lot of online and remote work is really interesting because it can be outside of the main objective of an organization or a placement. And so it might be an educational program, or it might be an environmental program, but a lot of online and virtual tasks might be around administration or marketing, social media, fundraising. And so there's a really cool opportunity to be able to join some of these tasks and activities in a remote space. And so that's just a quick definition of a virtual internship. And so of course, we wanted to really bring everyone together to talk about the benefits of a virtual internship. Why should you even consider a virtual internship experience, and some benefits that really are unique and specific to this virtual experience. So benefit 1 is to gain real-life international work experience. Remote work really allows for unique exposure, and in this case, in an international setting, unique exposure to an international organization. And it gives you the benefits of joining an international program without having to travel and having those requirements. And so giving international exposure, but being a lot more accessible. With international work experience and with a remote internship, you are still working with real organizations. You're doing work that's focused on real community impact. You're doing real everyday tasks. You're working with real supervisors and teams, but they could be from all areas of the world. And so a virtual experience is allowing you to work on meaningful activities, but having the chance to interact with international teams on an international level. Benefit 2, of course, is to broaden your global perspective and the ability to collaborate with international teams. So a remote internship can still get a lot of the benefits of an international experience, but without that travel associated. You'll have the opportunity to learn from local employees, have the opportunity to learn about local challenges, have the opportunity to understand these challenges. There's really an opportunity to practice language and have exposure to language, and that will really allow you to elaborate and work on cross-cultural communication. So these are all great opportunities for broadening your global perspective. And then, since you'll be working with supervisors and teams and integrating into the daily activities of an organization, you'll be able to develop this cross-cultural ability to collaborate on an international level with these different teams. And benefit 3 is to develop 21st century skills. I don't know if any of you have heard of what 21st century skills are, but these are defined as specific abilities that students need to learn in order to be successful in their careers and beyond. And this is definitely true because we're in what is considered an information age, or a time of the internet, when having certain skills is really important to ensuring that you're successful. And some 21st century skills, these are listed out, that can range from problem solving and creativity to collaboration, technology literacy, initiative, productivity. And 21st century skills can really be broken down into learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. And together, all of these will allow you to adapt, to improve, to learn and discern facts, and focus on different personal and professional qualities that you're looking to develop. And benefit 3, of course, to boost your professional resume and credentials. We're definitely at a crossroads now, in a very weird place in the world where everyone's stuck at home, and we've kind of had to adapt and overcome and figure out what our new normal is. And especially for students, it's a very strange time. A lot of students maybe have summer plans, summer experiences like internships or work or volunteer opportunities that have been canceled. Students maybe are all online for the fall, and they don't have that on-campus setting that they're returning to. And so utilizing this opportunity in a productive way, still gaining access to work and internship experiences while these other in-person experiences are on hold, and utilizing this time to really boost your resume, boost your credentials, be able to forge new relationships, learn new skills, acquire new knowledge, potentially learn some new languages and practice language. And these are all just really important because we're really moving into a globalized world. And so, that's been so kind of at the forefront of people's minds. And even now, of course, we've seen how globalized the world is with how quickly and impactful this virus is in every corner. And so utilizing this time effectively, of course, to boost your resume and credentials. And then the last benefit, we think learning to use innovation and technology to drive social change is a great benefit of the international virtual internship experience, because it will be all online and all virtual. That's forcing you to use technology in a way that maybe you haven't before. Using technology to drive social change, working with organizations and programs that have specific community impacts. And of course, using innovation, because you are in a fully online space, you really have to get creative. You really have to get out of the normal work structure and challenge yourself, really use those problem-solving skills, and have these unique opportunities to provide support in an innovative way. And so those are the top 5 benefits. But of course, there's so many other benefits that are relevant and applicable to a virtual internship experience, especially the international experiences that are available. Of course, gaining country and regional awareness around key issues and areas, having the opportunity to make positive difference through supporting global nonprofits and social enterprises. This point is specific to United Planet's 5 pillars of global citizenship, and that's really to develop key leadership skills as a global citizen leader. And we'll talk about the training component in a moment, but you'll be able to enhance that through some of these add-on opportunities that we provide. Of course, gaining exposure to different languages and different cultures. And so as you're thinking about virtual internship experiences, if you're interested in utilizing a language that you've been learning, or if you're already bilingual and want to practice a language you might not have the everyday opportunity to, or learn about a different culture that you've studied in school, this unique experience will allow access to those types of opportunities. And finally, developing personal relationships in countries around the world, going back to what I just said about how this will allow you to interact and work with real organizations, real communities, provide support to real supervisors and teams, and really forge some of these unique and personal relationships in countries around the world. So great. So with that, this is a quick and short training that we're just getting right through, but we wanted to talk about United Planet's virtual programs and what we can offer for the virtual internship space. And so for any of you who are joining us today who aren't as familiar with United Planet, we are a nonprofit organization based in Boston, Massachusetts, And being a nonprofit organization, that means we're really mission driven. And our mission as an organization is to create a global community, one relationship at a time. And so we do that in many ways, but essentially we connect volunteers and interns with communities around the world in over 30 countries, both through our physical programs, so the physical internship and volunteer experiences that we offer, but of course these virtual spaces while providing virtual internship and volunteer programs. And our goal as an organization is to support other organizations around the world in achieving their mission and community impact. So really driving social change through these partnerships and relationships that we have with other organizations. And then of course, building skills and competencies of volunteers and interns, building out those cross-cultural relationships, building out those 21st century skills, building out these new opportunities for learning. And then offering a diverse range of global projects. Like I mentioned, we have programs in over 30 countries around the world, many different options available, and a wide variety of project focus areas. And then really to our core, our main mission is to promote cross-cultural understanding in these relationships, giving you the opportunity to interact and get to know people from other cultures, parts of the world that maybe you wouldn't necessarily ever have the chance to travel to, but these virtual internships are really just an opportunity to promote those types of interactions. And coming back, all of our programs are really focused around addressing shared challenges. And so, like I mentioned, we have local programs where we provide opportunities to give back to the community, both in the US. We have online programs, so virtual quests where you can volunteer and intern online, or we also have a virtual exchange program where we connect classrooms and groups of individuals in project-based learning. And we also have our programs, which are kind of the meat of our organization, but at the moment on hold given the current pandemic. But these are opportunities to travel to different parts of the world. And then for the main focus areas that we work with, these are challenges that we've seen in every location where we send volunteers and interns. Every organization that we work with has projects in these fields because every part of the world has children education and healthcare in the environment. And so addressing these shared challenges through some of these local and online and in-person programs. And so our virtual quest programs, and this is what we'll be talking about as we are going into the last couple of slides. The goals of this program are really designed to share the qualities of our in-person programs. We're utilizing and working with all of the same partners that we've been working with for the last 20 years in these 30 countries. So utilizing and building those relationships, giving volunteers and interns exposure to a diverse range of fields and roles, different programs, different projects, different types of internship tasks that you'll be doing. Like I said, social media, marketing, fundraising. All of this will be to support the ongoing missions and needs of these global organizations that we're working with. And I keep coming back to enhancing 21st century skills is super important. And the logistics of this program, it is available in the US and globally. We work with majority nonprofits and NGOs, non-governmental organizations around the world. The program runs from 1 month all the way up to 6 months, but there is flexibility, so you get to really choose if you wanted to do just a 1 month program or a 2 month program, or really commit to a 6 month program. It's open as well as the hour per week commitment, so working a minimum of 10 hours a week all the way up to a full 40-hour work week for the different durations. And then suited for students 16 and above. So great for high school students, great for college students. And of course, this program is open, so anyone beyond that is also welcome to join. And then these are just some example project locations that we work with. So Costa Rica, Ecuador, some in Africa, some in the Middle East, really programs all over the world. And so going back to what I said, if you're interested in learning about a unique culture or country that you maybe don't have, the everyday opportunity to interact with and get to know, or if you have Spanish that you've taken for the last 10 years of schooling and you really want to practice on your conversational Spanish skills, what countries are great for those opportunities. And so various program locations around the world. And then some of the areas of focus that we work with are healthcare, public health, fundraising, marketing, social entrepreneurship, environmental sustainability. So each country will have its unique set of projects because we partner with all local organizations. It really will just depend on the specific destination, which types of activities are available. And this is just kind of a good overview of the different kind of pieces of the virtual quest experience. So obviously the main component, the project work, we have a really personalized matching process. So once you reach out with your interest or enroll in the program managers with United Planet will work to place you at a project based on your skills, your interests, but also community needs, and really matching you to a program that aligns both with what you're hoping for, but also with what the host organization can benefit from, because we want this to be a mutually beneficial relationship. And then your responsibilities at the project will just depend on the area of focus that each host organization is working with. You will have a guided site supervisor who will be your main point of contact at the project. And so as you get started with the process, the matching process with the program, you'll also have some introductory calls with a site supervisor at the project. So you'll have that collaborative conversation about your skills and your interests and what you're hoping to learn and get out of the experience. And then the site will also be able to share their organization, their goals, their mission, and where they could really use support. And that site supervisor will be the one that you work with throughout the course of your program to learn about what you're working on, what tasks you have to complete, give you feedback, guidance, all of that. And like I mentioned, the time commitment will vary per intern. So the duration, how many months, and then also the hour per week commitment. So that's the project work, so the main component. We also have some other activities built into the Virtual Quest program. We have reflection components, so mid and final reflections for virtual interns joining the program to really just hone in on, what have you learned from this program? What are some challenges you faced? What are some things you've overcome? And this is very open and, unique to how you prefer to reflect. If it's through art, if it's through writing, if it's through a video, if it's through kind of a composition of journal entries, it's very open, but having that reflection component is super important to learning from the experience. And then we're also providing group meetings with other interns, what we're calling coffee breaks. So getting to know some of the other virtual interns who are part of United Planet's programs. These will be scheduled out 2 per week. So whoever's joining the program can register for ones that work with their schedule. It's not mandatory, but it's really just an opportunity for you to learn and get to know other people who are also part of this program. And then we do have this bi-weekly training that I mentioned around United Planet's 5 pillars of global citizenship. So this is a program that United Planet built out with our academic advisory board, and it focuses around different qualities of global citizenship. And so we actually just had our first communication trainings yesterday, and then our leadership training will come next. And then from there, we'll have a training around understanding, civic engagement, and the development of relevant career and academic skills. So those are bi-weekly. For a virtual internship program, they are required, and then you just register for the ones that fall within the time frame that you're interning. And then if there's any that you aren't able to join, if your time frame, if it's only a 1 month, you don't get to access all of the trainings, then we'll follow up with you to be able to provide those in a video format. And then finally, really giving a culmination of all the work that you'll be doing with your virtual internship placement, providing written and oral presentation to the host organization with the opportunity for Q&A. We really want to give an opportunity to just sit down, reflect, present on the work that you've done over the course of your internship period. It'll be an opportunity to summarize the work completed, the findings, lessons learned. If you're doing maybe research-based projects and tasks for an organization, what are some solutions or answers that you've found? Some different things like that. But those will all be done during a final capstone and presented to the host organization in United Planet. And so with that, we just wanted to talk about, why should you consider United Planet? Why would our virtual quests be something that you should consider? So I've mentioned that we do have this personalized matching process to a global organization. And so all throughout the kind of inquiry to enrollment phase, really working together to have in-depth calls to learn about your interests, your background, your experience. If you have to do an internship as a requirement for school, or if you have a certain time frame that really works with your schedule, what projects and what placements work well, and then allowing you to have the chance to interact and talk with the projects directly to ensure that it's a good fit. From there, we do also offer pre-program orientation and training. And so once you're enrolled in the program and have been matched to a project, you will be required to attend an online training that we're offering to get you acquainted with the program. What does it mean to be a virtual intern? What are some things you need to take into account in terms of time zones and communication platforms and all of that good stuff? So providing a nice orientation so you feel comfortable and confident. And then this global citizen leadership training to really just build out and elaborate more on what it means to be a global citizen as you're working with global partners and projects around the world, just allowing you to learn even more about understanding and communication and leadership and all of that. And having the site supervisor to provide mentorship and guidance. This will be a great opportunity to gain professional and personal feedback because this is a real life work experience. Learning new skills, learning new knowledge, forming these relationships, but having the opportunity to get professional and personal feedback is really important. And then these group meetings will really just allow you to interact with other virtual interns. Having the opportunity to have an interactive space is really important. I know the kind of main conversation and topic on everyone's mind is we're in a time of isolation and we're in a time of just being at home, and with the virtual space, you're not given that opportunity to go out and interact like you normally would with an internship. And so providing that opportunity to meet with others who are also working in the same program. And of course, just the ongoing support from United Planet. The program managers that you'll be working with for your program will have weekly, monthly check-ins just to see how you're doing, get any feedback, any questions, problem solving, all of that will be provided, through the support you're receiving with United Planet. And so with that, we are finished with our webinar today. We wanted to keep it short and sweet and really just talk through, some benefits, why you should consider an international virtual internship. What are the benefits of working remotely, especially all that's going on right now, just finding a productive and beneficial use of your time, and just hopefully shedding some light on opportunities that we have available with United Planet. So if anyone, this time is great for questions. Alyssa's active on the chat right now. So if you had any further questions about our programs, project availability, anything like that, please feel free to use this time now to ask those questions. We can always be reached at our general email account, which is quest@unitedplanet.org. That's QUEST@unitedplanet.org. Unfortunately, we're not in the office at the moment, but if you do call and leave a message to our office phone, we will get back to you very quickly, and happy to have the conversation, about programs. And Alyssa just submitted that information in the chat as well, so you have it right in front of you. But yeah, we look forward to hopefully working with you. And of course, if you have any questions or just want to talk through some options, please feel free to let us know. We really want this to be a collaborative type of program, really personalized matching process, like I mentioned. And so please, feel free to reach out, and we look forward to hearing from you. But otherwise, hope everyone has a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and look forward to doing more to really develop out a more united planet. So thanks, everyone.